Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're new to my channel, I welcome you all. I'm Aspie. I'm all about creating mental health and awareness and sharing my life stories. So if you're following me, I do this on the daily, hopefully, or even 3 days a week, time depending on my schedule, as said, because obviously something's coming up right now for what I'm hoping to share with you all, but like I said, that will have to be put on hold until it's really come to life of what I want to share with you all. If you're interested in some of these of what I do, regardless if it's autism related versus your general health, mental health tips and advice and all this, smash the like, and also feel free to turn on the notification bells as well as subscribing to me for basically more to come of what I'm hoping to progress forward. And I want to just quickly say briefly thanks to many of you who have been trying to support me into what I'm doing and pushing me as far as I've come, because obviously without you I wouldn't be making some of this possible regardless of it all. So in saying this, now we're going to be talking about the pros and cons, as I said, of having autism basically, and in saying this also of the pros and cons, this will weigh up your options about when you're at work, about that last series I made of a follow-on of do you wish to disclose you have autism. So if you want to know more, I'll link that in the description below of that latest video. This is also in the icon above me so that you can follow that through to what I'm talking about, to just maybe get a rundown of education and stuff. As you know, I am trying to educate and motivate you all, as well as to mentor others like me. So as we know, basically we know in this day and age there's still a lot of prejudices about certain everyday mental health disorders versus also people on the autism spectrum. I've also heard about that many people have been discriminated against based on their disability, their freedom of rights to try and speak out how they feel, even though sometimes, yes, us autistics go maybe the wrong way and how we speak it out based on the authority figures that were around, about because of all these people thinking that in their mindsets that they assume every autistic's the same, as well as also in saying this, that every autistic in a scheme of things, they'll have some of their abilities that are not doable, be it their non-communication skills or their communication skills is not up to scratch, versus basically how they go about their work with their mass figures and whatever. But it's hard to talk about it sometimes, but I'm hoping in saying this though that I can gain a clarity and understanding and just hopefully embellish some of the myths and misconceptions and prejudgment and everything else that goes on in this day and age of everything, because obviously at this point of time, as I said, I wish for it to go. So let's go on about this, about the pros and cons of saying you have autism while in the workforce. Again, as I said, it's up to us if we really want to bring it out, but it's good to just maybe have pros and cons of everything that we tend to have a breather from and think things through. I believe anyway, this is just me, because I feel like with me doing lists of pros and cons and everything else, as I said in my last video, I'm all about making lists regardless of to-do lists, pros and cons and everything else depending on everyday situations I face. So the first one is, for the pros, is the employer will have a better understanding of you, and hopefully as well as the other workers around you, because obviously at the end of the day we need a bit of understanding, a bit of acceptance, a bit of awareness of what's going down regardless what's going on in our workforce, right? Because at the end of the day, how I look at it is like many people tend to just misjudge it. It's not fair being judged. Obviously we all want to be accepted, we all want to be loved, we all want to feel wanted, and we shouldn't be validating our feelings towards others regardless what it may be, sort of thing. And it's best to hopefully be able to find the right meanings of it. Okay, in saying this, another pro is better accommodation for you. So as we know, some autistics may struggle with overbearing noise in the background, be it white noise or whatever it may be, so they may need, here's an example, a headset to work throughout their day. But don't forever, like I said in my last part of the video, assume that we're not listening to you, even if you think we're self-absorbing in the music while we're working, because some autistics work well with the music in their ears and actually perform better in their performance, you know, as well as their productivity and work. Some of them may fly through it, you know, without a doubt. In saying this though, also hopefully that another pro is hopefully you have that freedom to speak out how it is and how you speak it out about, you know, you have autism, and that, as I said, how to go about it is in the last video piece. Number one for pros that I've written down is a safer work environment and expressing your thoughts and feelings. You should be able to feel safe in your environment, safe from being judged, you know, and discriminated against, regardless what it may be. And last but not least, for us, we have a high performance rate, you know, and also in saying this, that, you know, us autistics are trustworthy beings, and we obviously are loyal to the kingdom come, and we be too honest. So now the cons. Maybe the employer or the workers around you may have to babysit you, even though that you don't mean to come out that way. If you feel like they're going to babysit you 24/7 at a job, basically, and it means that maybe in saying this that you could lose the job or not hold down that job for too long regardless. Or even just saying this, it could be the way how we portray ourselves that made us lost the job. I don't know. It could be some misunderstanding, miscommunication along the way that caused that communication barrier of the sender and receiver, basically. Another con here is assumptions. As I said, assumptions is a real nasty thing, and we need to be real and honest. And obviously, in saying this, we should be able to open up and actually have a decent conversation with you, regardless what it may be. Again, another one for a con, as I said, I can't stress it enough, is the lack of understanding and awareness. Hence why we need a bit more acceptance versus awareness versus everything else in between of that, like anyone. Yes, now and again, there will be a forefront of maybe in the workplace some form of bullying, regardless what it may be, hearsay. Perception of being different. Obviously, everyone is different in their own unique way. We are built differently, no matter what it may be, and that we need to be aware of our differences and accept the differences. Okay, so regardless of it all, if we don't have anything good to say, as I learned, better keep it shut, or else it gets you into trouble, because you never know, you know, if you've got the authorities listening in to your conversations or whatever. Again, another one is a form of miscommunication. As we know, basically, that for many of us autistics, some of us may not be able to communicate, so we communicate being non-verbal based on our body gestures and maybe some form of communication app or what have you that we carry around. So just be on the lookout of that. Again, another one is a form of misunderstanding of us, you know, being autistic, due to just the not much educating, and that even though it is coming more out of the framework now than ever for us autistics, trying to share our life stories or just certain, you know, TV series, even though some of them may exaggerate about the autistic traits, some may have the right formality of what autism is all about. And then the last but not least is holding our talents or gifts back is another con. Sometimes it's good to actually shine out and show our gifts, but sometimes many of us autistics, even though we are gifted, sometimes that in saying this, when we're holding it back, it's maybe a fear of what others may think. Others may feel intimidated by us, or they may feel jealous about our skill set of what we can do, whatever it may be. So this quickly ends a short, brief video for you guys of the pros and cons of should you or should you not say that you're an autistic while you're working in the workplace or before or after. Smash the like button, comment below if I've missed any. But feel free to also share your stories about, you know, how you felt when you first got your job if you are an autistic, so we can bring the ball running, hopefully, so we can get to know each other and whatnot. And without further ado, guys, don't forget to turn on the notification bell if you've already subscribed, so you can keep up to date with my daily, weekly videos that I post. Also, if you haven't done so and you would like to join me on the bandwagon of getting to know me more as part of my fan band, feel free to subscribe. Also, feel free to share these videos around, because as I said, many of these videos need to be shared out, regardless if they're motivational versus everything else that's here right now. So thanks for your support, thanks for watching, do what you love what you do. Until next time, Aspie signing out, and I'll see you again soon. Ciao for now.